Good morning, family and friends at Messiah Lutheran Church. I just wanted to send out a video this morning as a little bit of a reminder of some of the things that we have going on. It's an exciting time right now here, not only at Messiah, but in our community and in our country. I'm sure you've noticed a few ads on TV about the time of year it is. It's voting time. And I want to, as your pastor, encourage you to use that God-given right that you have to go out and elect officials that represent your values, your understanding of the way this country should be led, and what it is that God would desire for the people of this country and how this country would act within this world that He has given us. It is a beautiful freedom that we've been given here in this country, and no matter what side of the spectrum you fall on, I encourage you to go out and use that freedom to elect some officials that are going to represent what we believe in this community and in this world. There's my little soapbox speech for you this morning. But as we talk about voting, it kind of goes along with what we've been talking about in church for the past month, the idea of stewardship, the idea of managing well those gifts that God has given us. He's given us a great country, and so we manage it well by electing officials that will manage it well. He's also given us a church that is doing so much, but we don't do it of ourselves, and we do it because God is blessing us and He's giving Himself into us to work in this church and in this community. And so, what we see as a result of that is a beautiful new building, not just a building, but a building where children are coming every day and being given the gospel of Jesus, and they're taking it home to their families, to their parents, to their siblings, to their grandparents, and we're getting story after story about how well these children are learning the message of the Lord. In addition to that, we've got community organizations using that new facility, and we have more and more people on our campus all the time. Even in our Sunday morning activities and our activities with our members throughout the weeks, we've got record numbers in our youth group. We've got record numbers in different Bible studies. We've got an increase of over 10% in our Sunday morning attendance over last year. These are things to be commended to the members of Messiah, but not because we're so great, but because God is blessing us. And as He blesses us, He asks us to remember that it is His work in us that He desires more of. This Sunday, one of our readings is going to be from the book of John, chapter 6, when it talks about Jesus feeding the 5,000 folks that were there to listen to Him preach. The way He fed them was He found 5 loaves and 2 fish from a little boy who was there to listen. He took gifts that were already there in the community. He blessed them. He thanked God for them. He thanked God for something that was an absolute deficit. 5 loaves and 2 fish? What are these among so many? And yet Jesus entrusted them to His Father. He thanked the Father for them, and the Lord multiplied those gifts to where not only was there enough for everyone, but there was extra. That's the way that God works. As we approach this season of stewardship, we'll remember that God moves us to give. The little boy did not give enough to support the 5,000 men that were there and their family. The little boy gave everything he had, and God made it enough. We're asking now that we do the same thing at Messiah, that we come with our gifts, no matter how small, but we give everything that God is asking us to give. As He moves our hearts to be a part of this membership, a part of this community, I encourage you to be praying starting today, if you haven't already, over those pledge cards that you received in the mail. Bring those pledge cards with you to church on Sunday, sealed in your envelope. They won't be open. They'll be returned to you a year from now. And you can track not only how well the Lord has blessed you, but how well we have responded to those blessings. We encourage you to be a part of the ministry, not only financially, but also we will have a ministry fair on Sunday morning where you can see what all the ministries are here at Messiah. You have a direct opportunity to become involved with one or more of those. I want to just emphasize that our life of stewardship is one where God has blessed us with a beautiful country, a beautiful community, and a beautiful church, and most importantly, a beautiful message of His Son, Jesus. We are told over and over again in Scripture that God desires all men to be saved and come to a knowledge of Him. We're told by Jesus, that when there's a flock, a congregation that is feeding well, that is strong and in a good place, that Jesus desires to leave them there and go find those who do not yet have that solid pasture, that solid ground. We here at Messiah are being fed well. God desires for us to now go out and find those who are lost, those who are hurting, those who need to hear the gospel. We do that through our own efforts, and we do that through how we give. I encourage you to be praying about this between now and Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you this Sunday as once again we worship our God and King. We'll see you then. Bye bye.